Good morning. Today I am going to present a speech of the commencement addressed by Steve Jobs, CEO of Apple Computer and Pixar Animation Studios, delivered on June 12, 2005. I'm honored to be with you today at your commencement from one of the finest universities in the world. I never graduated from college. Truth to be told, this is the closest I have ever gotten to a college graduation. Today, I want to tell you a story from my life. That's it. No big deal, just one story. This story is about connecting the dots. I dropped out of Reed College after the first 6 months, but then stayed around as a drop-in for another 18 months before I really quit. So why did I drop out? It started before I was born. My biological mother was a young, unwed college graduate student, and she decided to put me up for adoption. She felt very strongly that I should be adopted by college graduates, so everything was all set for me before I was born. Except that when I pooped out, they decided at the last minute that they really wanted a girl. So my parents, who were on the waiting list, got a call in the middle of the night, asking, "We have an unexpected baby boy. Do you want him?" They said, "Of course." My biological mother later found out that my mother had never graduated from college, and my father had never graduated from high school. She refused to sign the final adoption papers. She only relented a few months later when my parents promised that I would go to college someday. After 17 years, I did go to college, but I naively chose a college that was almost as expensive as Stanford, and all of my working class parents' savings were being spent on my college tuition. After 6 months, I couldn't see the value in it. I had no idea what I want to do in my life, and no idea how college is going to help me figure it out. And here, I was spending all the money my parents had saved their entire life. So I decided to drop out and trust that it would all work out okay. It was pretty scary at the time, but looking back, it was one of the best decisions that I have ever made. The minute I dropped out, I couldn't stop taking the required class that didn't interest me, and began dropping in on the ones that looked interesting. It wasn't all romantic. I didn't have a dorm room, so I slept on the floor in a friend's room. I returned Coke bottles for the 5 cents deposits to buy food, and I would walk 7 miles across town every Sunday to get one good meal a week at the Hare Krishna temple. I love it. And much of what I stumbled into by following my curiosity and intuition turned out to be priceless later on. Let me give you an example. Reed College at the time offered perhaps the best calligraphy instruction in the country. Throughout the campus, every poster, every label on the drawer was beautifully hand calligraphed. Because I had dropped out and didn't have to take the normal class, I decided to take a calligraphy class to learn how to do this. I learned about serif and sans serif typeface, about varying the amount of space between different letter combination, about what makes typography great. It was beautiful, historical, artistically subtle in a way that science can capture, and I found it fantastic. None of this had even a hope of any practical application in my life, but 10 years later, when we were designing the first Macintosh computer, it all come back to me, and we designed it all into the Mac. It was the first computer with beautiful typography, and I have never dropped in a single course in the college. The Mac would have never had multiple typeface or proportionally spaced fonts, and since Windows is copying the Mac, it's likely that no personal computer would have them. If I had never dropped out, I would have never dropped in on this calligraphy class, and personal computer might not have the wonderful typography they have now. Of course, it was impossible to connect the dots by looking forward when I was in the college. But it's very, very clear looking backward 10 years later. Again, you can't connect the dots by looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. This approach had never let me down, and it has made all the difference in my life. Thank you.